Our daughter Willow was born on March 2nd, 2010.
I see a little girl, got little hands, and she waves at me. Yeah, she smiles at me. Well, hello world.
It was just a little bit after she was born, our doctor came in and told us that he had reason to believe that she had Down syndrome. I became numb. Then I cried a lot.
And we were shocked. What does this really mean? What do we do next?
Broken like I'm never gonna heal.
At first, I feel like I had to grieve the loss of the child thought I was gonna have, because you have one expectation in your mind, and then, she was born, and I loved her with such a great love, but I still had that loss for what I thought she was going to be. I knew very little about Down syndrome.
I see a light, a little hole in a little girl. Oh, hello world.
We were very thankful that our hospital hooked us up with the right resources, and Infant and Toddlers was one of the resources that they gave us.
And the great thing about Infant and Toddlers is they come to our house.
Just watching her progress has been so fun.
Willow is happy, funny, she smiles, she gives lots of hugs.
I think my job is not to necessarily go in and do therapy with her. My job is to show mom and dad what to do. And so when she is no longer in the program, they're going to have a very good idea of what works for her, what doesn't work for her, and to me that's success.
If we could go back and change it, there's no way we would. Because even though we had a view in our head of what we thought she was going to be, she's far better than what we could have ever imagined. I mean, she's changed our entire family's life and all of our friends, everyone she meets. And she's just remarkable.
Well, hello world.
My daughter's name is Emery. She's a year old, and she was born with a complete atrioventricular canal defect, which means she had a couple holes in her heart and one common valve instead of two. As your first child, it's hard enough to just figure out how to raise a completely healthy baby without any special needs. I was terrified. When Infant Toddler first came to our house, she was not able to do really anything, and she had stopped eating altogether.
When kids have a heart condition, their nutritional needs are increased, so they need lots of calories. But when you have a heart condition, you also don't feel that great, so your ability to take in that nutrition is lower because you get tired when you eat, the little babies. So her ability to take in calories is here, but her need for calories is way up here. Stephanie is amazing. She's an amazing mom, and Emery is just a remarkable little girl, and they've both worked really, really hard, and now I'm happy to say she's not on any tube feedings at all.
She is doing great. She's gaining weight great. She eats on her own. She can feed herself. She drinks out of a sippy cup. So how she's changed is 100%.
It's really, really exciting that she's kind of up to where she's supposed to be now, and in such a short amount of time. She's really remarkable.
We were trying really hard to keep Emery well, to make sure she didn't catch any colds. And so if I had to go to a facility every week or 2 times a week to get help for Emery, would have really been pretty dangerous. So it was awesome that they would come in to the house and give her treatment there.
I'm in your home, I'm at your dinner table. I feel like I'm just kind of part of the family, and I'm just here helping them do what they do every day.
Hello world.
Gabrielle Marie Bevan. She was born 12/7/09, but we didn't meet her until January 23rd because we adopted her. We didn't find out she had mild cerebral palsy until she was about 3 or 4 months, and that's when Infant Toddler began their services with us.
Without Infant Toddlers, I'd really be afraid to see where we'd be right now. I don't know that she'd be walking or crawling, or if she'd be able to open up her hands, because her hands would be so tight that she wouldn't be able to open them on her own. We'd have to pry them open, and then she'd grab something, and then she would never let go of it. And that scared me.
She was on her back until she was 12 months old. Christmas morning, we were ready to open her presents, and I was ready to prop her pillows up because I always had to prop her up, and for some reason she just sat up on her own. And I remember I was like, Charles, where's the camera? We were like so excited, and it was a true Christmas miracle, that's for sure.
I've watched her grow into a toddler who is all over the house, up and down the stairs, outside, running, exploring.
I get excited every time she achieves something new.
I don't think she'd be where she is now, walking, talking, screaming, throwing things, if we didn't begin from day one, early intervention, infant toddler.
They feel like she's their little miracle baby, and she really truly is.
Sometimes I forget what living's for, and I hear my life through my front door, and I breathe it in. Oh, I'm home again.
She's my world.
She's my baby girl.
Hello world.
I think it's important for people to know that we have a nurse on staff who is familiar with all the complications and the diagnoses that their babies have. I can give them a lot of information that they wouldn't otherwise have. And I think it makes it a lot easier for the families if they know that there's someone that they can turn to that knows what they're talking about. About 20 years ago, no one thought that children under 3 really had disabilities or needed any services, and now we know how important it is to start early.
When you have a child who has a disability and they need that extra help with physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech, whatever it is, you need that guidance. And so they've been able to provide any and everything that we could imagine over the last 2 years.
The fact that Infant Toddler is here and we serve the children regardless of their ability to pay makes it really important for the families that they don't have to worry about where they're going to find the funding to have the services that we provide.
I have good insurance, but even with that, it's so expensive. And we wouldn't be able to do it without infant and toddlers.
I think we make a real difference in these families' lives. This is our 10th year is our gala, and we've doubled the amount of children that we're serving. So I think that we're a huge asset.
I think it's important to keep infant and toddler services going, and I just wish that more people knew about it, more people knew that the service was free and that they would come to your house, because infant and toddler is just so good at helping your child and reach their fullest potential.
These parents love their children so much and they want the best for them, but they're not really sure where to go.
Knowing that they're there for us every week until she's 3 years old really gives me some comfort.
This is not just a job for me. This is, I consider it my calling as a nurse. If I can change and make one little difference in their lives that makes it easier for them to live with and love their child, then it's so important to me.
I just hope they're around for the next person and the next child, and they can continue doing what they do.
Bye-bye.